May 2016. A homeowner in San Francisco, California had hired a contractor to dig up the floor of her garage. The process up to this point had been fairly routine as the floor was broken up and the slabs were removed. As the digging continued, the worker noticed something solid and fairly large inside the dirt and decided to have a closer look. As the dirt was removed and the object was cleaned off, it appeared to be a long case or box with unusual curves at the ends and a smooth and rounded top. It was heavy and later discovered to be made of lead and bronze. The top of the box appeared to have two recessed sections that did not match the rest of the container. As the recesses were wiped off, they were discovered to be glass windows. Inside the windows, the worker could make out several objects and details. He saw flowers, hair, and a small child's face. The worker had just dug up a lone coffin, the resting place of a 3-year-old girl that was buried nearly 150 years earlier. The property had previously been a cemetery until 1923 when it was closed, and 180,000 caskets were moved to Tacoma, California. However, they missed one. In 2007, Jordan Wright purchased a foreclosed property complete with a house and a barn that had been converted into 2 apartments. The house on the property had sat vacant for about 2 years, and since it was going to be his new living space, he began renovating it with his father. By 2010, the renovations of the home were complete, and they went on to restore the top floor of the apartment of the barn so that it could be rented out. It made a nice efficiency apartment, and the pair decided that since the upstairs was finished and functional, they should begin working on the necessary repairs to the barn's basement area. There was considerable water damage to the floor as well as staining, so the floor, it was decided, would need to be removed first before anything. As they tore up the old floor, the amount of rot and mold was found to be excessive, which meant it all needed to be removed and replaced. It wasn't long before a shallow concrete dry well was unearthed. Puzzled by the discovery and curious, they looked inside and noticed what appeared to be bedding and garbage bags. As they lifted the bag, a human bone pushed out through the plastic. The body inside was the body of Elizabeth Heath. Her and her husband John Heath had been the previous property owners. Elizabeth was reported missing by her husband almost 30 years earlier. John had lost the property in 2005 to a foreclosure and moved to a nearby town. The bones told a gruesome story of savagery and rage. The skull was smashed, the jaw had been amputated, one of the shoulder blades was shattered, and the left forearm was broken. In October 2013, the now 70-year-old John Heath was convicted of first-degree murder of his wife Elizabeth. Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. A family had been renting a house only to disappear after not making their rent payment. It was around a month later that another family moved into the house. The homeowner's daughter had wanted to make some renovations, so a repairman was hired to assist while the homeowner began cleaning up the kitchen. It was then that the homeowner noticed a pungent scent that seemed to emanate from the flooring of the kitchen. Suspecting that it might be mold or rot from bad plumbing, the homeowner asked the worker to pull up the floorboards, only to make a horrific discovery as he uncovered a decomposing body, wrapped in plastic sheets, laying beneath the floor. The body was not immediately identified.